What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and we're going to get back into the Is It Good series. Been a little while since I've done this one, been a minute, so let's jump into it. We're going to look at a mech this time. We're going to look at our boy Surge here. Now, Surge has been around in the game for a little while, came out late in the beta as a legendary mech, and I mean, I like the idea of this guy, but I gotta say, he is not good. He is just not. All the sum of his parts do not equal up to his worth, and there are just so many other better options in your mech bay that you can put in there right now. So let's talk about why he's not good. Here we go. Number one, very expensive. Now, when I say that Surge is very expensive, I mean insanely expensive, because he is actually the most expensive item on the progress path. More expensive than other legendary mechs and legendary weapons, you know, like the disc launcher 12s or railguns or carbine 12s or redox, any of that stuff. Surge is 9,375 acoins. He is the most expensive thing that you can get on the progress path. Obviously, he's not one that you have to buy. He's on the progress path, which is nice, but that is a ton of premium currency. And when you want to spend that much premium currency on something, you want to make sure it's something that has a lot of value. And that is always the problem with Surge. This is similar to my other discussions that I had when Cheetah, before he got some buffs, as well as Redox, who, even though he has gotten some buffs, you know, do not equal up to his overall cost. And Surge is the worst example of that, because he is the most expensive item. So we're going to talk about why he's not worth that price tag next. Number two, poor overall stats. Now, Surge is classified as a scout mech, and when we look at the other scout mechs, he has the worst stats of all of them. He has the lowest speed and is tied for the lowest HP with Shadow. All right, he is in league in terms of scout class with Lancer, Killshot, Tengu, Shadow. All right, those are the other four with it. Out of all of them, he is the slowest, and his HP is paper thin, just like Shadow's. Now, he does have more energy than some of the other scouts, which is nice, but I don't think that makes up for it, because Killshot also has the same energy set, and we all know that Killshot is amazing, and Surge doesn't even come close to comparing with him. All right, now his speed is 20, and there's really only like big tanky guys that are slower than that, but this guy compares to the speed-wise of a Panther, who has more energy, and far arguably by many, I mean, I think it's fact pretty much, that his ability is way better than Surge's, even though Surge's can be effective. But yeah, when just looking at the stats, especially combined with the idea of how much he costs to get, it's just not there for Surge, and that's just another reason why he's not going to cut it for most people in their hangar. Number three, all-in ability. Now, Surge, much like, I guess you'd say Zephyr, would be your kind of ambusher mech, but he has more of an aggressive playstyle since he dashes in, which is nice because it gives him a lot more range with the targets that he can focus on, instead of kind of hiding behind something or waiting in ambush for the enemy to come to them. He can move in to the enemy. There's a problem with that. Whenever you dash at an enemy, it typically will, you know, cause you to be exposed to other mechs, unless they're really close to you, and then it kind of defeats the purpose, all right? You're better off using a Zephyr in that case. But when you do this, you expose yourself typically in your position to other mechs. Now, someone like Killshot also does the same thing, but remember, he has more speed and he has more HP. He also does all of his damage right up front to the target mech. So even though the target is frozen with Surge, he still has to spend that time killing that mech, and that makes it easy for someone else to take him out. This means that obviously in like one-on-one counters, Surge can usually do really well against someone, but how often are you in a one-on-one encounter in these games? Typically, you're in TDM or CPC, and that's not one-to-one at all. You got 5 mechs on both sides. It's very easy for someone to deal and sneak up on you. And even in 2v2, that can happen because there's another enemy mech there. So it's just really hard to utilize his ability, given, again, his poor stats. And I think altogether, when you factor in the aggressiveness and the openness that his ability causes him to have to other enemies, means that he just gets chewed up way too easily. Sometimes you can get a one-for-one one trade pretty decently in real 5v5s, but even that can be tricky to do. And I just think that when you look at, again, all of these factors together, how his ability works, how his stats are, and just his overall price tag, Surge is just not that good. So there you have it, you guys. That is why I think Surge is not good. I do think that this guy could use some buffs. I don't really know if it's best to boost the stats or something with the effect of his ability. Maybe give him some stealth when he uses ability, but that's probably compiling too much on. I honestly think just some stat changes in the speed or the health, or maybe a combination of both, would bring this guy back up into line, especially now that we have pilots and other stuff. He can, you know, compound that and get some more benefit, especially out of HP. But that's overall what I think. Maybe even, I don't know, lower his cost if they're going to keep things the way they are in the progress path. But those are my overall thoughts. You guys can let me know what you like, dislike about Surge, what you think would be good to change about him, or if you already think he's good and why, in the comments below. But otherwise, guys, we will see you out there on the battlefield.